Story: The Clever Little Mouse and the Gruffalo. Once upon a time, in a deep, dark forest, lived a clever little mouse. This mouse was not like any ordinary mouse. She was small in size, but big in bravery. In the heart of the forest, where the tall trees whispered secrets and the leaves rustled with hidden tales, our brave little mouse encountered many predators who wished to make her their lunch. One sunny morning, as she scurried along the forest floor, the mouse spotted a sly fox lurking in the bushes, his eyes gleaming with hunger. The mouse stopped in her tracks and looked up at the fox. "Oh, Mr. Fox," she said, trying to sound brave, "you wouldn't want to eat me. I have just come from a meeting with the mighty Gruffalo, the most fearsome creature in the forest. He's even scarier than you, with terrible tusks and knobbly knees." The fox's eyes widened in surprise. "The Gruffalo? Are you sure, little mouse?" "Oh, indeed," the mouse replied confidently. "Why, his eyes are as big as saucers, and his claws are as sharp as knives. He's the scariest creature you'll ever meet. If you don't believe me, just ask the snake." The fox shivered at the thought of the terrifying Gruffalo and decided he wanted no part of it. "Well then, mouse," he said hastily, "I'll leave you be. I have no interest in tangling with a creature like that." The clever mouse chuckled to herself as the fox slinked away, his appetite forgotten. She continued on her way, feeling rather pleased with her quick thinking. As she ventured deeper into the forest, she soon encountered a slippery snake slithering through the underbrush. The snake eyed the mouse hungrily, his forked tongue flicking out to taste the air. "Good day, Mr. Snake," said the mouse cheerfully. "I've just had a chat with the Gruffalo, the most dreadful creature in the forest. He's much scarier than you, with his terrible tusks and knobbly knees." The snake hissed in disbelief. "The Gruffalo, are you certain, little moose?" "Absolutely," the moose replied confidently. "Why, his nose is as long as a log, and his tail is as poisonous as a serpent's. He's the most fearsome creature around. You can ask the fox if you don't believe me." The snake recoiled at the thought of the monstrous Gruffalo and decided he had no desire to cross paths with such a beast. "Very well, mouse," he hissed. "I'll let you go. I want nothing to do with a creature like that." The clever little mouse winked and continued on her way, her heart light as she outwitted yet another predator. As she wandered through the forest, she couldn't help but chuckle at her own cleverness. However, as the day went on, the mouse couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched. She heard rustling in the leaves and felt the presence of someone lurking nearby. Her heart pounded as she realized that she had walked right into the territory of the one creature she had been pretending to know, the Gruffalo himself. Turning slowly, the mouse came face to face with a creature like she had never seen before. The Gruffalo had terrible tusks, knobbly knees, eyes as big as saucers, a nose as long as a log, and a tail as poisonous as a serpent's. He was everything she had described to the fox and snake. "Hello there, little mouse," rumbled the Gruffalo, his voice deep and menacing. "What brings you to my neck of the woods?" Thinking quickly, the mouse put on a brave face. "Oh, hello, Mr. Gruffalo," she said, her voice trembling only slightly. "I've come to have tea with you. You see, all the animals in the forest are terrified of you, and I wanted to meet the bravest creature around." The Gruffalo was taken aback. No one had ever wanted to have tea with him before. He wasn't quite sure what to do. "Tea, you say?" "Yes," replied the mouse. "But first, I have one small request. I've been telling everyone how scary you are, but they don't believe me. Could you perhaps walk with me through the forest for a bit? That way, they'll see that I really do know you, and they'll be too scared to bother me." The Gruffalo, flattered by the mouse's request, agreed to accompany her through the forest. As they walked together, the mouse chatted away, telling the Gruffalo about all the creatures they encountered earlier in the day. the fox and the snake, who had both been terrified of the mighty Gruffalo. By the time they reached the other animals, they were trembling in fear. The mouse introduced the Gruffalo with a flourish, and the other creatures could do nothing but gasp in awe at the sight of the terrifying beast. The clever mouse had not only saved her own life, but had also made a friend in the process. The Gruffalo, who had never experienced such camaraderie, enjoyed his tea with the mouse and was no longer the loneliest creature in the forest. From that day on, the little mouse and the Gruffalo became the most famous duo in the forest, and no predator dared to cross their path. The mouse's quick thinking and storytelling had not only saved her life, but had also brought about a friendship that would last a lifetime. And so, in the deep, dark forest, where the tall trees whispered secrets and the leaves rustled with hidden tales, the clever little mouse and the Gruffalo lived happily ever after, proving that sometimes the scariest creatures can also be the kindest. Moral of the story: bravery and wit can overcome even the most daunting challenges. The clever little mouse in our tale teaches us that it's not always our size or strength that matters most, but our ability to think quickly and use our intelligence to outsmart adversity. By staying sharp, resourceful, and kind, we can turn potential threats into opportunities for friendship and cooperation.